Every once in a while, I feel too accessible. Between my social media career, where I speak to thousands of people a day, to having to constantly and consistently connect with loved ones through a screen, I did what I do best, which is run away, and in this case, somewhere where nobody could reach me.
I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. Your girl has low-key been losing her mind the past couple weeks. I need a change of scenery. I feel like I've been on my phone too much. My anxiety has been at an all-time high. And the only thing that I can really tie this all back to was my chronic onlineness that I have been dealing with over the past couple months now. I need to disconnect, get away from my everyday, and go out and experience something that's not my everyday mundane, to make me realize that there is in fact more to life than the same thing every single day and everything that's on that phone. So what better way to do that than to escape to Asheville. 2 hours later, we've made it to the cabin, and I want to do a little tour because, oh my goodness, this place is literally like the epitome of what my house would look like if I built it from the ground up. Like, this is exactly what I would want it to look like, and it's just so me coded. So let's go ahead and do a little tour. So we have this huge open area, and on the front patio we have some outdoor seating, we have a tub and whatnot, and then around the back, I don't know if you can see, but there is like a fire pit over there in that general area, and then we also have a sauna if you go up this trail that way. So then you come inside, and it's the front doorway, which is beautiful. It's a sliding door, it has a screen. Of course my stuff is literally still at the door because I got so excited. And then of course when you swing directly to the left of the door, well, when you come in, it'll be your left. Our right, there is the living room, which is the perfect epitome of mid-century modernism. I guess that's what I would call it. Accent chair, table, couch. Cashew's already made himself pretty comfortable. The selling point of this place was its bookshelf in here for me. It's just absolutely beautiful. Are you joking? Have a record player. They provide records for you, a bunch of books and trinkets, and it's just beautiful. I love it. Opposite side of the living room, we have the sleeping area. It just has a bed, a little plant. We have a TV on the wall. It's like an armoire situation. So directly from the living room, over here we have the bathroom. And when I tell you, this bathroom is literally the epitome of what I want to redesign my bathroom to look like at home. It's sick, it's sick. Come in, beautiful pink sink. You have a mirror, of course. You also have a mirror on the door. Little hooks for your towels, robe, whatever you want to use. First have toilet. They provide robes. They have extra toilet paper, towels, literally whatever you need. And then they have exactly what I want my shower to look like. So then they have like a little mat, rug, trash, plant. Is this real? Oh my gosh, it is real. Tea! And then we have the star of the show, in my opinion. After the bookshelf, it's the kitchen. From the wood cabinets to the open shelving to the beautiful stove. I would definitely do a gas stove over an electric stove, but you know, to each their own. Decor to the vibe. I mean, the circular window, are you kidding? The peaks of greenery here and there, and then the perfect sized fridge. It's so tiny, but it's so cute. Overall, I think this was such a good last minute find for what I needed, which was just to get away for a few days and just kind of not necessarily unplugged because I am vlogging and still working, but kind of get away from my everyday surroundings, which was the goal for this entire trip. And honestly, I don't know who's having a better time, me or him, because he's been having a ball. Usually in situations like this, Cashew would stay at my mom's house and she would watch him for me. And honestly, he's been really good. I took him outside. He hasn't been like freaked out or like skittish or anything, despite us literally being in the middle of the woods. I honestly think I'm being more skittish about being in the middle of the woods because of like wolves, coyotes, bears, because they did warn, like on the listing or like when you book it, they were like, yeah, if you see a bear, there's like a horn under the sink. Like if you blow that should go away. Right, no, right, no, right, like you should say that. He's been doing really good. He's been acclimating really well. Something I've been putting off is bringing in his crate because one, I wasn't sure where I was gonna put it, so I didn't want to bring it in as soon as I came in, but two, it's big as hell. It's what he travels in. We go on road trips and it's just not the most comfortable to carry. But I think before it gets to the sun setting and the wildlife really come out, allegedly, the alleged wildlife that be coming out, I think I'm gonna go ahead and bring it inside because girl, the more I put it off, the more I'm not gonna wanna do it. So I just need to go ahead and get it over with. Like I mentioned before, the whole reason that I came out here was because I feel like I was losing my mind and I was low-key getting super, not out of touch, because I think out of touch has a certain connotation to it, but just kind of like almost losing myself in the everyday and like low-key starting to lose my sanity in my mind. I'm definitely one of those people who needs to get out and travel every so often, and when I don't, I begin to lose it. And then on top of me beginning to essentially lose my marbles, I just have had the worst past like 2-3 weeks in a really long time, and I have felt super isolated and lonely. And of course, like what better way to fix that than to be isolated and lonely like somewhere else, you know? I am just one of those people who, when it rains, it pours, and it's recently been pouring. So I honestly think because of that, I just needed some space from the everyday reminders of everything that has been going wrong / not going how I need it to go over the past couple weeks. Hence the reason why we are here in this lovely home. Being in a space like this makes me want to put my phone like in a lockbox and like not touch it for like a week. And on top of it, like, I don't know if you saw, but the bookshelf has a bunch of like reading material, and there's like board games and stuff here. I did bring my own books and stuff. Actually, since we're talking about it, everybody's talking about these analog bags. Let me show you what's in my analog bag for my cabin trip / weekend, right? First thing, we have my sweet baby angel, my Fujifilm X-T5. I'm still learning how to use Fuji because I am still a Sony photographer and user on a daily basis. I really just like the way Fujis look when they shoot, and photography and videography and cinematography have just been my main hobbies as of recent. So I was like, why not bust out the Fuji, you know? And it matches the aesthetics of the house. Like it just makes sense. I feel like Nanny McPhee pulling this stuff out my bag. I actually brought my December edition of my Peanuts word seeks because I don't want my brain to turn to mush by the time I'm like 40. My culture is not a costume. I have been a word seeker since I was literally like 6 years old, and these are my jam. I brought 3 books with me because I wasn't sure what I was going to be in the mood for reading, because the current book that I'm reading, which is Strange Pictures by Yuketsu, is a bit eerie and creepy, and I don't know if I want to read this in the middle of woods, in the middle of nowhere. If I'm too scared to read it, I have other options. The first option being The Lost Bookshop. And then I also bought The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. I hear really good things about this book, and I've had it for a while, but I've never started reading into it. Just self-help, not really for me. But when it comes to being creative and stuff like that, I think I need to start opening my eyes up to reading more books, just because sometimes I will find inspiration in the places that I expect the least. Naturally, since I'm spending so much time by myself, I brought my good old-fashioned journal. I know I've been going through it because I've been writing like 6 to 10 pages at a time, and that's like unheard of for me. I also bought an assortment of lenses to go with this camera that I'm vlogging with. So we definitely have some things that would keep me occupied over the next couple days. Got my mellow mushroom. I got my favorite barbecue chicken with bacon on it, extra cheese, no onions. I'm not that grown. At Mellow Mushroom, they actually forgot my drink that I ordered, so I found a little corner store / bodega up the street and got a few things for tonight / tomorrow, and potentially on the way home. Mainly just snacky stuff. I got a turkey and cheese sandwich, as well as my favorite and Cashew's favorite goldfish, some Oreos, banana, and then some water. These are all the goods and eats that I got while we were out. Made the rookie mistake of saying his favorite word, car. And now he's crying because he wants to leave and go get in the car. You wanna go for a ride? We gotta pack our bag. This morning, I wanted to get up and find some good coffee or some, of course, matcha. I was gonna bring my Nami because I wasn't sure how much I was actually going to be leaving the house while I was here. But I was like, you know what? You've never been to Asheville before. Let's go into town and make something of while you're here. So here we are doing that. I'm just quickly transferring my stuff from my purse from last night, because last night I carried my Coach bag because Cashew can fit in there comfortably. Like, he was comfortable in it, but I think he likes this one because he can actually lay out and lay down and peek in and out whenever he wants. So we're just putting a few of his blankets in my big beige tote.
I'll do a small spiced oat milk latte. Thank you. I got a matcha latte, which is really what I was looking for, and I was on Reddit for good matcha recommendations, and they said this place, and honestly, it's not super bad, just pretty milky. Wish there was more matcha. And then I also got a hot drink because it is a little cold. Delectable. It tastes like a dessert. That is so delicious. I always try to get like the specials of the coffee shops because I feel like they're specials for a reason, because they're popular and they're good, and this was the drink of the week, so I was like, you know what, let's get it. I'm very happy. I think out of the two, I definitely like the spiced a little bit better. Not even a little bit better, a lot better. It's really good. It's so desserty, and I can feel myself waking up already. On the way over here, I was noticing the cutest like buildings and artwork on the wall and graffiti and businesses, so I definitely think we're gonna go out and take some pictures and videos today, especially because I brought the Fuji out today. I did bring the Fuji, and I've been snapping pictures just left and right and left and right, and I feel like, not to get like super deep or like try to go back to the video theme and whatnot, but I feel like whenever I'm like in a slump or I can feel myself about to be in a slump, I need to find ways to revisit things I love, and photography is literally one of them. And I've re-found my love for photography. I mean, it's never gone away, but there are definitely points where I kind of forget about it, slash I have other things going on that just like matter a little bit more. So when I got my Fuji for Christmas and I started taking pictures randomly around Christmas time, I was like, wait, this is tea. And then I brought my Fuji on my first trip, which was to Mexico, and it really solidified that I need to start bringing my camera everywhere. Even if I'm not vlogging, I need to just snap it up, because this is what I used to do. I used to bring my camera everywhere. Literally, some of the best pictures I've ever taken in my life are when I just brought my camera for the hell of it. So like to Mexico, and then my notorious and very famous New York trip of 2016, where I took some of the best pictures I think I've ever taken in my portfolio, in my opinion, and the same for Mexico. So I think this really just goes to show I kind of have an eye for this type of thing, and I need to start utilizing it more. And I think a switch of scenery is a really good way to get me excited about taking pictures again, because I swear there's no better feeling than when you're out at a place and you can see how you would compose a shot, whether if it's a photo or video, and you compose it and it just comes out perfectly. That's just a sense of euphoria and a high that I get all the time, and nothing beats it in my opinion. I'm just really happy with how I'm feeling, inspired, connected, and I'm able to take things slow, because one thing I'm gonna do is wake up and feel like I need to do 10,000 things, but for it to be a Monday and I'm just like up and doing God knows what, just what kind of like my creative heart desires, I'm just like I'm very happy. I'm here with one of my favorite living beings, Cashew, having a good bev, taking my time, visualizing things that are getting me excited again, such as photos and videos. And honestly, this is a great start to my full day here, and I'm just really happy with how this has me feeling. Sometimes you just have to switch up your scenery to make yourself feel better, and I feel like I'm a prime example of that, because one thing I'm gonna do is go somewhere for the love of the game and figure out my problems there. I was actually journaling about that last night. I was saying that I'm real good for running away, because sometimes distance is just something I need to look at my overall situation and what the problem is from an unbiased point of view, because I feel like when I'm at home, I know what I should be doing, I know this, that, and the third, but sometimes you just need that distance and that time and space to be able to look at something with retrospect and figure out what your next couple moves are going to be and how you're going to approach it. Made the rookie mistake. I need an SD card. What?
Oh, hello. I didn't even see you there. Would you like a drink?
Oh, sure. Thank you. Thank you. You have a good day. There you go. Good boy. SD card acquired. And Cashew got some treats. Like I was saying, I made the rookie mistake of not checking if my cameras had SD cards in them. Girl, I went to take my Fujifilm out yesterday and it said it had no SD card. I said, oh, so I've been switching between SD cards between this camera and then my my Fujifilm. So I was just like, you know what, just take the L. And this SD card is not good. Bad speed, low storage, not my favorite brand. I remember way back in the day, I said that I kept scissors in my car, and I have car scissors because you never know when you're gonna need to cut something open. And everybody was like, wait,
That's kind of 10,000 IQ. This is a situation where my car scissors came into play. You are getting your first car, or you have a car already. Think about getting a pair of scissors to keep inside your car, because you never know when you're gonna need to open something, or hey, you never know when somebody's gonna attack you in your car. I'm thinking we head back over to where I just was, because I am in the mood to shoot some photos. I usually don't share my photography work with you all, but I recently posted a carousel of the pictures that I took while in Mexico, and I think you guys seem to really like them, so maybe I'll just post them on my stories and whatnot. But honestly, literally my biggest flex, or one of my biggest flexes, is that all the photographs that are in my house that have been like hung up on the walls and stuff, for the most part, they are mine. Like, they are mine, and that's something I'm super proud of, because I've been told from people who do services at my house, or I have appointments with like HVAC and painting and putting stuff together, like, wow, these are really nice, where'd you buy these? I'm like, they're straight out the can, baby. It's really funny, because I told myself one of my more recent goals that I want to work towards is having a photography book. I would love to have that for myself, just to say, like, you shot so many good photos, you have a full book of it, is insane. I don't know if I would sell it, because I hold my work very near and dear to my heart. You know, me having that goal is really making me take that camera out, giving myself some more purpose, because yeah, I need something to do, and that's something I really should work towards, honestly. Post mini photo walk. I feel like I got a couple of good pictures. I didn't know that I parked a little bit too far from the location in which I wanted to shoot some more pictures. So after I eat my brunch lunch situation, I may go back and go down. I stopped by a pretty well-reviewed place, Biscuit Head, and got me some bacon, eggs, a biscuit, potatoes, the whole freaking nine, as well as a strawberry lemonade. I am literally starving. Oh my god. And that's delicious. Wow. So you're probably wondering, Aliyah, if you were just at a restaurant, are you eating in the car? Let me tell you, I am never like overly too sure about how restaurants, workers, as well as customers will respond to me having a dog. So I usually just try to go in and out as much as possible, unless the place exclusively says pets are welcome inside and outside. So the whole time I've been here, I've been looking for places that say pets welcome, even if it's just like outdoor patio spaces. But considering it's like winter and stuff, I need to take into account that I do have to go inside with Cash, and if I'm gonna eat there, I need to sit inside, so pets need to be welcome inside as well. And that place wasn't exclusively saying that. It said pets welcome, but I didn't know to what capacity, so I just stayed in the back the whole time, waited for my to-go order, and honestly it worked. The workers also said hello to him and said he's adorable, and then also some customers said it as well. But I never want to be like overly expectant of an establishment to just be okay with me having a pet, especially when it comes to food. I just always try my best to be super considerate of people's establishments and rules, because at the end of the day, it's not my establishment, and who am I to think that I'm like the pass for when it comes to rules, especially when it comes to pets. Although Cash was adorable and nobody has ever not liked him, not everybody likes animals, especially within their establishments with their set rules, and there's no reason for me, of all people, to think that I'm gonna be the exception just because I have a cute dog that's not 100 pounds. We just get to go anywhere we want to go. That's why we've been doing a lot of pickup orders and things like that, unless the place exclusively says pets are welcome inside. And one thing I'm gonna do is call and make sure, which is why he was able to go inside of Plant Bar earlier. So yeah. It's something so cute about saying like, oh, let's go into town. Oh, I need to go into town. Oh, we're about to go into town. That I need to go into town of it all. I went outside to shoot some thumbnails, because the thumbnail is the most important part of the video, and I need to work on mine. That's one of my goals for this year, to work on my thumbnails and do them intentionally instead of last minute throwing them together. Whatever. There's a disclaimer on the cabin and whatnot, because the owners don't live far. They own a few of these things. They rent them out. They say, hey, our dog comes out and says hi. I'm out there and I hear some walking. I'm like, okay, because first of all, I'm in the middle of the woods, duh, number one. Number two, I shouldn't be hearing any movement, because nothing needs to be this close to me and Cashew to where I can hear it, so I'm immediately red alert. So we're like on the pathway to the cabin, like the walkway, whatever, and I hear a barking. My immediate response, get Cashew inside. So I literally leave my camera out on the deck and bring him inside. I roll him in here, close the door. I get up on the kitchen counter and look outside to see where the dog is. I see the dog is walking up. enough. Okay, cool, I'm gonna go outside now. I go out and get my camera, and the owner, I guess, saw that I grabbed my camera when inside. They're like, sorry. I'm like, it's fine. The whole time he's just like chilling in the bag. We're shooting thumbnails, he's posing, he's sitting in the bag, and he don't pay the dog no mind. Cashew's more socialized with people than dogs, so when it comes to dogs, he literally just acts like they don't exist. Might not look like it, but I did clean up a lot of the stuff, and considering I leave tomorrow morning, I didn't want to leave a lot of the cleaning slash picking up stuff slash starting to move the stuff to the car for tonight slash tomorrow morning, especially tonight, because I am going to be eating. I'm gonna want to rub my feet together, so I'm gonna shower, get on ready, enjoy my last night here before we head back to reality. And I didn't want to be picking stuff up as I was doing that and enjoying my last night, so I did like a little mini cleanup. A lot of the stuff is put away. Before we actually leave, we still have a full night to chat, eat, go out, enjoy the views, enjoy the alone time in this oasis. The most important thing on my list for me is wanting to eat, because I barely ate anything today, which is something I am not proud of and I usually do not stand for, but my schedule has been thrown off with me being here, and I've gotten a little bit peckish. Dinner review. The ramen was pretty solid. For my ramen and the dessert to be $25, they get bonus points from me. I could see myself going back and getting this next time I'm in Asheville, so I'm gonna give this like a 7.5. Today was one of those days where I feel like I truly just needed a couple hours to regulate my emotions and nervous system due to my like peaking anxiety that I've been feeling. I feel like I've been on my phone too much. It's making me feel like a bum. I'm getting anxious. I'm not doing anything I'm saying I'm gonna be doing. And that trust within myself is starting to waver and linger and show up in ways that I didn't really expect it to outside of just self-trust. I've noticed that I've just been super unregulated and not like myself. So having a day where I basically just didn't have to do anything but what I wanted to do, which was vlog, take silly photos, and take silly videos, that kind of just really helped me out a bit. On top of that, we briefly touched upon how I'm real good for looking at my situation with the gift of kind of retrospective, not really because it's not over and done yet, but with kind of just like an overarching unbiased lens situation when I'm not at home. And I don't really know where that stems or why I necessarily do that, but I think having the space and giving myself, saving the space, I think it's because I'm at the point where I'm so used to my everyday, tend to not find a lot of inspiration within my everyday. Like even within my house, I find cute moments and whatnot, but I don't think there's anything that necessarily inspires me these days unless it's a new location, because I've just been in such a season of like almost maybe stagnancy would be a better word, but at the same time I feel like that's not necessarily right. But I feel like things have just been the same old, and it's hard for me to find inspiration when in situations where everything is so repetitive and the same old, and there is beauty within that. But I feel like in this moment in time, I'm craving a lifestyle change and scenery change to get me up and moving once again. And I feel like this was the first step into doing so. And it also doesn't really help that the first quarter of the year, so January, February, March, is really slow. I feel like because of the slower time, and then I've been feeling like this for a while, it was just really amped up over the last couple weeks, and I really felt like I was almost at my breaking point, to the point of burning out. And I'm really glad I came here when I did, because I feel like I was dangerously close to that happening again. And I not only don't want that to happen, but I don't think I could deal with another burnout. I think the last time I was seriously burnt out was either in college or that like first 8 months post grad. Now that some time has passed and I found stuff outside of my job that define me, because I've said this before, but I used to live to work instead of work to live. And now that I have found myself and figured out what I like, I now see the signs in which myself starts to slip, and I need to catch myself because I'm not doing what I love to do, which is go see new places and travel and tap into my hobbies and whatnot. And I think honestly, this just goes to show how much, I don't want to say growth, necessarily that I have experienced over the past couple years since graduating, but I think I generally have found a center of my being, or the center of my being, and what genuinely makes me happy and what gets me going and what gets me excited and what inspires me. Because I have this information now, I think this makes it a lot easier to put myself in better situations versus, for example, when I just graduated, when I was just kind of doing anything and throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. Now that I feel like I've kind of got a better understanding of who I am, what I like, what inspires me, what drains me, it allows me to tap into that when needed, especially when I find myself chronically online and trying to escape that. Because before, I would just be chronically online and would just be like, oh, that's just the thing, like that's just what everybody does. But now, as I'm sitting here, it's like, no, not everybody does that, and you should not be okay with being chronically online. There's so many things to see and so many things to experience. Why would you want to spend your time being online? Go enjoy the arts, go do something, go make something, go create something. You're always supposed to create more than you consume. There was a point where I tried to consume just as much as I created instead of creating as much as I consumed, and it definitely showed, and that led to the burnout, and it was pretty bad for me, I'm not gonna lie. I think my biggest takeaways, at least from today, was that one, it is possible to escape chronically onlineism. You have to have some sort of effort when it comes to breaking that cycle, because if not, it's gonna keep happening and you're gonna get stuck in a loop and a constant feeling of like you're not doing what you should be doing, and a sense of burning out. Being able to put the phone down is probably one of the best things you could do for your mental and your psyche, and I'm not doing it overnight. I have not solved my phone addiction just yet. There are different ways to do that. I definitely think I'm taking the small steps to do that by giving myself things to replace my screen time that I actually enjoy, and I'm not doing because I feel like I should enjoy them.
It's often said that distance makes the heart grow fonder and stronger, and often this is true. Space is the one thing we really need. Space to think, space to breathe, but sometimes we need to be unreachable to feel touched, disconnected to become reconnected. And it's so easy to lose ourselves to the endless loop known as everyday life, but that doesn't mean we have to allow ourselves to wander aimlessly in those woods, dazed and confused with nowhere really to go. Even if you need to go where no one can reach you, sometimes you must lose yourself to reconnect with what matters, which is reigniting your personal fire.